Well, be it as it may, in different authors, more ready, less ready, what counts, or what I would like to, in a way, come back to as one of the main messages, or remind of some of the main, let's say, context or framework in which all this is happening, is that, and which is constantly valid, be it more or less theoretically, is that on the one hand, in each particular moment of the author's text creation, such an author is theoretically, of course, hypothetically, in a practical, in each practical situation, is theoretically entitled to use any part of this vocabulary mass, total mass langage that is constantly present there and at his disposal. This, of course, doesn't happen. This, as I've said, in practical text creation, this is very much inhibited by several factors that I mentioned elsewhere, mostly cultural, social, experience related, and so on and so on. Also the subjective, not only objective ones, but the subjective goals, primarily that the author wishes to achieve through his active participation in the interaction, which is obviously mostly reflected by his text. So it's that's the other side. It's the external factors that basically pre-format such an author, get him very much previously without even him knowing or realizing it in practical situations or interaction. These factors that pre-ready or pre-format the author into some usual, more or less, rather more usual, habitual ways of thinking, pre-selecting in regards to what he wants to achieve from the interaction, from the communication, and as I've said, which is eventually reflected through and by and through his really realized unique text or parole that he eventually formulates. And it's in that stage, that means in the stage of parole, that we as recipients of such texts or perceivers of what is sense-wise perceivable as produced by the author, it's only then that we get only the very result of all these relatively very sophisticated yet invisible mental decision and selection making operations or processes that are happening in the author's mind, in any author's mind, and that are there prior or that are directly preceding the output, the product, which is the author's really realized text or parole.